Hello again. Chris Lee and Chase Robinson here to preview and predict the outcome of Vanderbilt's game with Ball State on Saturday night. You may catch that 6 Central on the Plus networks. That's the online streaming version of, I think, SEC Network and ESPN. So make sure you got your logins set. If you're going to see that, BetOnline favors Vanderbilt by 26.5 with an over-under of 58.5, which makes for a predicted final of Vanderbilt 43, Ball State 16. My model's got Vanderbilt by about 30.5 points. Vanderbilt, if you've been under a rock and are unaware, has beaten Alabama and Kentucky on the road in back-to-back games, returns home after being in Lexington last week to face a Ball State team that beat Kent State on the road. Now, Kent State is probably, along with Kennesaw State, one of the worst two teams in the country. So this one, a lopsided on paper. Let's get right into it, though. Chase, let's get the numbers for Ball State with the ball against Vanderbilt's defense, and we'll talk a little bit about what we're going to see here. Ball State is averaging 27 points a game on 70 snaps. They only turn it over 1.2% of the time, pass it 56% of the time, 5.4 yards per passing play, 4.2 per rushing play for 4.9 total. Vanderbilt's defense giving up 23.5 points a game on 60 snaps, 2.2% turnover rate. Teams throw it 52% of the time against the Commodores, 6.6 yards per pass, 4.7 yards per rushing play for 5.7 total. I know Vanderbilt last week played without linebacker Langston Patterson, who's one of the best linebackers in the league. Still beat Kentucky without him. What do we know about Ball State's offense, Chase?
Yeah, so the Ball State Cardinals, they got their quarterback, Caden Samoza. He has 1,348 yards, about a 66% completion rate, averaging 6.5 yards per pass. He's thrown 12 touchdowns on the year. He's got a good running back along in Braden Sloan, who has 423 yards and 4 touchdowns on the year. And his go-to target is Tanner Kozol. Hopefully I'm saying that correct. He has 3 touchdowns, 434 yards. Also, Quay Magwood, one of the top receivers there for the Cardinals. So those are some players to watch, and but it starts there with Samoza, the quarterback there for Ball State.
Yeah, I think see if Vandy can get after the passer, create a turnover, which they've done a few times this year, gotten a pick six and some other close ones too. I think that'll be something to watch. All right, before we get into the other side of the ball, reminder, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything sports betting. Every stat, matchup breakdown, even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games, with the largest catalog of odds on everything from football, MLB playoffs, NHL, NBA, to political props. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino, get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagers. The game starts here. Vanderbilt's offense, here are the numbers: 34.7 points a game on 62 snaps, a 0.5% turnover rate. Vanderbilt's been intercepted once this year, lost 1 fumble. The Commodores will try to run it 64% of the time, 4.5 yards per rushing play, 7.7 yards per passing play. That takes sacks out of it for an average of 5.7 yards total. Ball State's defense, cover your ears. 46 points a game on 63 snaps, 2.1% turnover rate, 53% of the time teams pass on the Ball State Cardinals, 9.0 yards per pass play, 7.0 yards per rushing play. That's about as bad as it can get. Lopsided matchup on paper. Vanderbilt runs a lot of triple option type stuff. No, the question I have, if you watch the Kentucky game, Diego Pavia left twice to go to the injury tent. One time he came back with a knee brace to start the fourth quarter. Clark Lee said after the game, he said, look, I think you'd have to have a leg amputated to keep him out. But I do wonder, this kid's been banged up all year, played through pain. I don't know. We're doing this on Monday. I don't know what the injury report's going to say, if they consider holding him out. If by chance Vanderbilt holds Diego Pavia out or he is limited, there's a pretty significant difference between Pavia and Nate Johnson. Now, Johnson is the fastest guy on that team. He's like a 10, 300-meter guy. But the passing can be erratic. So just keep an eye on that, because if you're looking for an angle where this is interesting, that might be it.
Yeah, I mean, Diego Pavia has been such a great leader and just a tremendous game this season, and yeah, you hate to see him and what he's done this year. You hate to see him with any injury, but look, he puts up tremendous numbers. He leads this team so well offensively. He gets it done on the ground, in the air, and if he's playing, like, I'm giving Vanderbilt a chance to be in the ball game. Like, that's just what kind of player he is. He is a game changer. And yeah, if he's not in, we'll see what Vanderbilt can do. But look, Ball State gives up points. You read the numbers. And I think really no matter who's in at quarterback for Vanderbilt, they're going to be able to move the ball. They do have some other playmakers on this team. Everybody likes to talk about Diego Pavia, but there's every team is more than just one man. And so I think Vanderbilt has what they need to be able to score some points on this Ball State defense.
All right, predictions and why. We'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to take Vanderbilt in this one. I think they're the better team against Ball State. And again, they've got the guys, they've got the playmakers to be able to win this one easily.
Yeah, 2 words of warning here. First is on Pavia. Second is Vanderbilt has lost to Georgia State. So nothing's a given. That said, with that game in their pocket, boy, if Clark Lee thinks they need motivation, he can pull that one out. I think that offensive line has played better. I think even if Johnson goes most or all the way, which I'm not expecting, I think Pavia will play, but just in case, I still think they can run over. It's not a scheme that if you have trouble stopping the run, that's trouble enough already.
Yeah.
Then you're facing a scheme you haven't seen. I feel like the spread in this one's a little bit low, given what by the way, Vanderbilt's now won outright as a double-digit underdog 3 times. So, and even in the the Alcorn State game, Vanderbilt was, I think, a 35.5-point favorite, won that one by 55. So Commodores really have covered in all but one game, and that was the Georgia State game. So it seems like a team that has outperformed expectations. Hope we're outperforming your expectations. We do baseball, football, basketball every week. Best way to get it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and enable your notifications so when we come with the video, you'll see it. Caroline.smith at Southeastern14.com if you'd like to advertise, and we do reach millions a year. For Chase Robinson, I'm Chris Lee. You've been watching Southeastern 16 presented by BetOnline.